Morning.
Made it.
How you doing? Good. You try? Did you watch any of the videos?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
It was a little hard because I couldn't get it to stream to my TV, so I was looking at it on a screen this big. But
Yeah, that's a little tricky sometimes.
yeah,
But,
I downloaded the app to my TV, but it didn't seem to want to stream up, so I'll have to figure out what's wrong with that.
yeah. Testing 1, 2. Oh, maybe. Testing. Okay, ready? We'll bow in. Up. Salute. Okay, first exercise, feet shoulder width, hands up. Ready, turning. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay. Hands up. Reach down, stretch. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands on your waist. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center cross. Knees. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. Switch hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Hands in waist, neck turning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center down. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Spread your feet. Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Turn, stretch it out. Switch. 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 Switch, straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Sana. Okay, shake it out. Okay, hands up, deep breathing. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands to your waist, shoulder roll. Reverse. and center. Okay, press. Exhale, inhale. And stop. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, wrists. Reverse. Okay, palms down. Big a circle. And stop. Okay, shake it out. Side to side. Okay, lift up. Okay, Sana. Right foot forward, left hand down. Insert the needle. Switch. And Sana. Okay, leg swing. And Sana. Switch. Sana. Side to sides. Switch. And Sana. Okay, shake it out. Hands up. Pull in. Inhale. Okay, silk curling. Switch. Okay, center, open and close. Switch. Okay, center. Circular movements. Okay, lower hook. Shoulder height. Relax. Elbows down. Okay, lower the palms, straighten up. Extend. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Diagonal flying. Switch. Cloud hands. Okay, palms down. Lift up. Carry tiger to the mountain. Infinity sign. Form the fist. Okay, palms together. Strum the lute. Turn, draw the bow. Fan to the back. Okay, center. Raise the hand. Okay, palms down. Deep breathing, inhale. Okay. So we'll go through the short form. If yeah, Colleen, you want to go to the other room? Yeah. Okay, so we'll run through the form. Irene, you want to move up so you can kind of cramp back there. You can step up a little if you feel. Okay, ready? Preparation. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. So Paul, we're going to work on some basics, some of the postures. So you can maybe, we'll work on cloud hands and some of the other things. So, when you do Tai Chi, there's different styles of Tai Chi, and every style has their own characteristics. But then even within the same style, there's different sizes of movement, and the sizes are reflected in your framework. So what is your framework? Your framework is your skeletal structure. Just like a framework of, 2x4s make a framework of a house. So once you make the framework and then you just put the sheathing on it, well, your body's the same way. It's the skeleton and then you put the sheathing on it. Or we have to drive that structure, that's your musculature, and then it's kind of covered with your skin. So that makes up your body. So when we move, the framework of our movement, depending on, I focus a lot on functionality and naturalness of position. So without the proper framework, it could be big, it could be very condensed or small. So the smallness is actually deficient. The big movements are extreme. So if you find the medium or the middle road, then the movements will be much smaller or relative to you. So the biggest your movements would be is eyebrow level, waist level, or hip level, say, and then sternum, shoulder height is in between. So when we do these movements, if it's a circle, you don't want your elbow up here. Okay, the circle has to be here. So the naturalness of position, it has to do with your shoulder, right? So the shoulder and this piece here is called your shoulder girdle. When we move the shoulder, it doesn't mean that the shoulder girdle is relaxed. So this area is very important to release the tension. And the tension here, and we're just pointing to the front of the body. There's a back that correlates to the front. So that's your shoulder blades and so forth. So that whole area has to be part of your lifting and relaxing. So one of the concepts on this pictograph is the gan, or your shoulder girdle, right? And the shoulder movement is when you lift your shoulder, you have to relax this group of muscles and lift based on how much effort it's going to take. So that's using the mind intent to kind of discover how much strength goes up. Now if we go up and we go into this position, like in carry tiger to the mountain, or maybe raise the hand, or jade lady work shadow, those are up your higher upper positions. So once you get to the upper position, you have to relax here. So a lot of times we get to this point and we're sustaining the position, but you're not relaxing the shoulder girdle. So most obvious, now that I point out, you may notice that, if I'm in a position, say stork flap swings, and I end up in this position, I have to relax my shoulder girdle area. So now you see the descending of the arms. So that's releasing and relaxing. So the structure integrity of the position is maintained as sustaining that position. That's muscle memory. And then along with the muscle memory is your sensory system, eventually detecting that this is the size and this is the shape. And that's what happens with muscle memory. When you bend down and you lift up and you create this shape, then you have to release. So now you'll see that when the hands get to this position and you release, there's a movement up here as a function of here. So this movement up here as a structure becomes passive. This movement becomes active. But when I'm here, I sink. I'm sinking in the legs, and then I'm going to turn. When I get to this position, I also have to sink. So sinking and relaxing your shoulders throughout everything that you do. So you have to be more conscious and aware that once you know the sequence, then that has to happen, right? So then in cloud hands, the same thing happens. But this is now in the middle area. This goes across just about eye level. And the eye level position will determine where that elbow position is. And the elbow position is pointing down, and the angular position of this can be like this and keep it like this, right? Or can be like this, right? So if it's like this, it's too tight. It's too close, too small. If it's like this, it's too big, expanding, excessive. So you find the middle, or even a little bit less than the middle, to keep this angular position not at 45. This is double 45. That's from the loop, or neutral position. But in this position, it starts to draw in, because the direction of your movement becomes right to left, laterally transitioning across. So if this is being applied, then the energy of the movement will be using this side. Then the size of the circle should be closer to you, but not so close that it becomes something that creates tension. Now, for me to pull this in, it creates tension. And then you won't feel as comfortable. When it's out here, you find a state of relaxed position where you're releasing your shoulder girdle, your shoulder, and sinking the elbow. See, so that's why that principle is so important. Now, when we go from this corner to here, and we start to move, there's a timing where this hand goes from horizontal to the right or left, depending on where you're going, to the vertical, to the horizontal cross. That's right-left movement tied together with up and down, right? So when we're here, when we do the cloud hand exercise, we have to maintain the consistency of this motion, but then the two circles. This circle should be completely round. So you can only see the roundness as it's here. But if you isolate your movement and it just becomes this, then it becomes tight. So now you realize that now the elbow, the shoulder, and the wrist have to move to create the fullness of that circle. Now, even though everyone thinks they know this, the body doesn't recognize it until you understand it. So most of us mimic the movement, or in fact, all of us, when we first learn mimic the movement, you copy it. And you kind of replicate the positions without knowing why it should be there and how it happens. But as you begin to understand the concept of moving and timing the movement, then you start to control your musculature. You control the synapses, all the sort of the electrical impulses that are created from the brain to cause the muscles to cycle time. And this is actually what happens. But if we don't understand that this is what happens, then just doing the movement arbitrarily is good enough. But without understanding this, you can't evolve in the same way, because then you can't discover. If you can't discover, then the movements stay the same. You see? And then when we go like this, we have a right to left, a left to right. Then we have to turn into a direction. Now the lower half of the body. So when we talk about lower and upper coordination, we have to realize that the feet begin to move. Then we pivot again, and we shift the weight, touch down, pivot again. So the steering of the feet takes us in directions. But the steering of the feet can't happen unless you release your hip. So one of the things this says is the hips, the quad should be relaxed. You should sit in the position and freely turn, right? And then when you time the movement, you have up and down, left and right, right and left. And then we have a differentiating between the substantial and insubstantial. That's your leg work. If you don't shift your weight, you never control your center of mass. If you can't control your center of mass, then you're walking, you're moving, you're running, anything that you do on your feet will not be controlled. So one of the things that we do in Tai Chi is we're holding the ball. We have to be rooted to the ground. The feet should be flat on the floor. But flat on the floor only means that they're sort of in this 50-50 position until you shift. Now once you shift, it's no longer 50-50. It could be 49-51 as a relationship. Now this becomes lighter. That allows me to pivot. When I get to this corner, I have to sustain my position, because if I step, I have to be in control of my balance position, and then the substantial allows the insubstantial to move. When I open the stance, that's a control factor. My body has to compensate. So when my foot opens, my body is moving that way, and my foot is moving that way. And then when I bring my hand here, now I'm balanced here until I shift. When I reach the equilibrium point, then it starts to transition. It allows you to get to the next point, and then it goes down again. Meanwhile, this foot is still insubstantial. So you have to control your center of gravity, the relationship between right and left legs, and it happens from this up and down movement between the feet. So your feet are doing this. So then when we say the soles of the feet, the attached foot is flat, is on the toe until it goes to the heel. When that goes to the heel, then this goes to the toe. When this goes to the toe, this goes to the heel. Passing through, which would be the neutral position between the ball of the foot, your heel, and the center. You see, so all of these things start to come into play as a understanding of the relationship. But it doesn't happen automatically. All I did was just give you some thoughts, so that when you practice it, or you can become more aware that that's happening. Otherwise, you go through the motion, you don't know what your feet are doing. You don't know what your legs are doing. You don't know where your weight is going. So all of that stuff becomes heightened as a concept. Those concepts are principles. So those principles have to be in the movement. Otherwise, you're not really doing, the transitions that will make the body become whole, that oneness. So that happens throughout the form. And so what's the benefit of that? Improved circulation, expansion of the body, balance and movement. That's yin and yang. And then allows your joints and your musculature to work, much more sort of mindfully, because all the joints in your body have sensors, and they have to be detected and fed back into here, and eventually your body starts to know that. Because specific training means that you have to do the task in order to improve it or understand it. You can only get this to happen if you do it, because up here it's just information and an idea that doesn't come together until you actually put it into action. So the hands-on relationship is this. When you move, until you can feel and sense and detect what that feels like, you can't actually really recognize what you're supposed to be doing. So that's why it takes so long. And just lifting your shoulders, how many times have you done this? Have you relaxed your shoulder? Did you see that happening? Probably not, because you weren't doing it. So what you don't see is what your body doesn't do. And what it doesn't do, you can't see. So that's because you can't actually understand that that's happening, because your focus is on things that actually, are not sort of tangible in the idea or just the posture. to sink the elbow and relax the shoulder, it just happened there. But everyone is up kind of like that, right? So that's just to give you sort of a sampling of what sink the elbow, relax the shoulder means. So, like anything I talk about, if you're not receptive to it, it's because you don't understand that it's important. Because you have to reach a point where the body wants to assimilate or take in that particular concept. And then it starts to change. Then what happens after that is now you have another question. When does this happen? When does that happen? But till you get to that point, there's no questions because it's not, you're not ready for it. So that's how something like this has depth of knowledge, and people that practice this a long term does develop more body intelligence. So, all right, so we'll go through the long form, and then so that's more sequence, but it's trying to build these concepts in. Okay, ready? Preparation. tiger, you cross behind, face the corner by the refrigerator there, sort of like a Jade Lady work shuttle. Pull down, turn to the back corner, form the fists, lower hoop, cross the arms, level the shoulders, right heel kick, 2 punches to the ear. Sit back, flip the hands over, parting leg, parting leg, parry and punch, step up, punch, divert, block and punch. Cross the arms, leopard tiger springs to mountain. Carry tiger to the mountain. Cross hands. Turn to the corner. Brush knee and push. Turn to the corner on the opposite side. It's a 180-degree turn. Left side, brush knee and push. Right side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Turn to the front, hook your wrists, single whip. Hold the ball. Part the horse's mane, 2 times on the right. Part the horse's mane 2nd time. Step through, left side forward, stroke down, part the horse's mane left. Sit back, toe out, step up, part the horse's mane right. It's your 4th one, and your 5th. Crossover, Jade Lady work shuttle. Pivot, pivot, step, step, Jade Lady work shuttle. Sit back, stroke down, part the horse's mane. Cross corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sit back, pivot, pivot, step, step. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Hold the ball. Same. Diagonal flying. Set up for cloud hands. Downward posture, cover hand, snake sticks out tongue, pull down. Step up, golden cockerel, lift the right knee, step down, poke and kick. Okay, oops, reverse, repulse the monkey 2nd set. So this takes us pretty far into the form. Repulse the monkey. 3rd, repulse the monkey. position. Lower hoop, carry tiger to the mountain, open the stance, hold the ball, step up, press forward, raise the hand, bend from the waist, stork flaps wings, and we turn. Brush knee, one time, second insert needle, fan to the back, turn, stroke down, parry and punch, form the fists, step up and punch, divert, block and punch. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Third set of cloud hands. Single whip. Set it up. Palm strikes face. Turn. Single lotus kick. Brush knee, left side push. Twist step, step up. Punch down to crotch. Sit back, twist step, step up. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Second downward posture. Step up to cross hand. Retreat. Palm strikes face. Turn. Double lotus. Draw bow to shoot tiger. Step up. Palm strikes face second time. Parry and punch. Set up. High pat the horse. Step up, neutral right, left and right. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Hold the ball. Second, reverse the ball. Close the form. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so we're going to just do the J-lay work shadow corner movements, but we're going to start with the hands. So we're like this, right? So we just did this in our sun line and went like that. There's your vertical to horizontal, vertical, lift up, spread the hands. So that's actually the positions. You have one here, this is neutral, this is neutral, this is neutral together. Horizontal, one on each side, close it back up, lift up, open up. Okay, that's the part. The hands, they do this. Right? So when the hands are here, in neutral, we're like this. And then this goes out like this, while this hand goes up to there. So that's the corner movement. Now we go back, and we go to horizontal. First, you would have that. If we turn and just did the bottom hand, you would have that. That would be your push. Now we combine this with this, then there's your hand movement. So as long as you're putting your hand in the vertical position while the elbow's still in front of you, and you create this shape, then that's going to maintain a roundness. If you do this, then your arm's going to be out of position because your shoulder went behind you, lifted out. So you broke the integrity of this circle. So you don't want to go into this position and then start to pull the arm back and then try to find that upper position, because you have to go through your center. If you go through your center and you're coming up through center, now you have your hoop. When you turn your spine, you're going to be in that corner. So that's how you have to regulate the upper hand. And this is how you regulate this hand. Now, if we're in this position and we cross over, first thing is to shift the weight to this side. Bend the knee and cross over. So if the knee touches the calf, front calf muscle, then you would be in this position when you step up. That's the crossover. So we cross over this way, the same thing happens. You bend and you cross. Okay. If you sit back and pivot, then that's going to open this foot to that corner. Then when you shift your weight and you turn your hips, then you can do your double step. Yeah. So maybe because in the form, that's how you know the footwork. We have to sit back. So now this foot is already pointing to that corner because that's 45 degrees. When we cross over, this foot is pointing to that front wall, and we shift the weight. Now you can feel the back knee coming toward the front leg, and you step up. Now you're in your left stance. If we round the elbow, sit back, turn toward the wall, lift up, open the shoulder, turn into that corner. That's Jade Lady Work Shuttle. When we sit back, not transitioning with the arms yet, we pivot. So this foot, the front left foot, points to the back wall. Then we spin around and pivot, open the hips. Now this foot now, your right foot now points to this corner. And you shift your weight and allow your hip to open, then step up. Now this toe is pointing to that wall, and we step up. Now we go to neutral on the right side, go to horizontal, go to center, and turn toward that wall, lift up, and turn the shoulders back into that direction. So that's how you do the right-left Jade Lady Work Shuttle. They're actually the same on that side. Now, if we're in this position and we want to tie the hands together, then as this foot pivots, we have to start moving our arm down, dropping the elbow of the upper hand, and then start to spin, and then step up and change the hands. While one foot is moving, then the other foot moves with the hand. So there's a relationship between what happens from here and here. Now, it's all broken when we do different movements in the drills to develop